right? Hey guys. No, baby, don't chew that. Don't chew that, honey. Sorry, my doggy, he hasn't done this in forever, but he was like putting his little teeth on my cards over here. He's very needy tonight. So welcome back, guys. Sorry about my dog over here. But we are going to do a today's topic reading for the 25th of October. As always, you can enter to win a free read with me by writing the word compassion in the comment section, being a subscriber to the channel, and giving this video a thumbs up. Those three things get you entered to win. And I do choose one subscriber each week to get a free reading with me. And I just had done one for somebody last night. So, yeah, just so you know, every day that you enter to win, it ups your chances of being the winner for the upcoming week. Okay. I usually will do the free reading somewhere like on a Friday or Saturday for me, but it kind of depends. I don't guarantee that. So if you are entering to win, make sure that you do watch every day. And I never know what day of the week I will be pulling the random winner from. So it's, if you are watching every day, entering to win every day does up your chances because I pull from any random day of the week. Okay. So now here we go. We've got this 9 of Wands for starters. Somebody's fatigued. Somebody is feeling like, do I really have the strength to journey on? I mean, I have to, but my gosh, somebody's reached the end of their rope. It's like I almost want to say this person they need some help. They need a sign or something that tells them, keep going. It's going to be okay. You're almost there. I almost wonder, this is such a defeated, sorry guys, this is such a defeated looking body posture. I almost feel like this person is in that headspace where it's like, I just don't even know if I can do this again. We got a Page of Wands in the reverse, with the Ace of Wands in the upright. Yeah, this person just needs to get revved up. And it can't be something small. It has to be something that genuinely, pumps the blood back into their veins. It can't be some weak little, breadcrumb of intrigue or interest. It has to be like something powerful, something that absolutely like wakes this person up and says, okay, now I'm ready to go again. So I don't know why I feel like this person is looking for some kind of a spark, some kind of a sign. It's all fire energy. So that's why I'm saying this is someone who's almost, they've used up their stores of energy to keep going toward one goal. But if they're going to, I mean, honestly, this would be that 10th wand. This would be their final, like, I completed it. I did it. It was heroic. I managed it. This is maybe their toughest task yet. This is also like, I don't know if they know how close they are to being done. Let me see if we can answer that. Does this person have any idea of how close they are to being done? With the 7 of Coins here in the reverse. Yeah, but I think that's why they're like, I am just done. I have used all my energy stores. Sorry, guys, my asthma's acting up again. There's something here about 5 of Cups in the reverse. They don't regret this journey that they put themselves on, but they are at that point where they're like, I just need one little boost. I know that I'm here. I know I'm at the finish line. I just have to rally. What's going to help them rally? Let's ask that. What's going to help them rally? Well, we have a 10 of Wands in the reverse and the World card in the reverse. Honestly, it's interesting because what would help this person rally is the reminder that you ain't done yet, darling. You're not done. You don't get to have that new beginning until you finish this last little thing. They're at the 9 of Wands. They need to, jump up and grab a hold of that Ace of Wands. That makes their 10. Until they do that, what they want is dangled just out of reach. And it's like, it's right here for you. You just gotta reach out for it and grab a hold of it. So it's not like a teasing. It is the promise that it's right here, but you cannot have it until you do this final thing. What is the final thing? I have no idea. What is the final thing for this character? 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords. They got to leave. Whatever this journey has been for this person, they had a bunch of stuff that they had to take care of at the castle. Okay. They have to go ahead and push away the final blockages. And then they have to have the courage to get on the boat and literally leave. They got to sail away. What is this about? Is this a person who needs to leave behind an unhappy home, an unhappy love story, an unrequited love story? What is this about? It's somebody who needs to change their entire life, a way of living, like whatever their goal had been that was set for them, that it was going to be like, oh, it's this long journey, but eventually I'll get all of this. Now, because we saw somebody fighting on the top of a castle, this could have even been like, sorry, I'm wheezing. It could have been like, one day all this will be yours. You'll inherit the kingdom. And this person is like, I don't want to inherit this kingdom with all of the, look, in the royal castles and kingdoms, oftentimes there was all kinds of intrigue and villains and drama and, backbiting and overthrowing of each other and trying to steal power and power grabs. I almost feel like somebody says, I don't even want all this power. You say I was going to inherit all of it. Well, guess what? I don't even want it, because inside of this castle, it's like rotting. I don't want this rotting castle because of everything that's inside of it. It could be something like that, where this person has to really break free of that. I don't want it. I want to be free of this. So I'm not going to become the heir to the castle later on. Now, the other storyline here could be that someone says, my quest is not what I was tasked. Because, usually a knight is told what to do by the king, right? I almost feel like this person says, I can't let somebody else dictate what my journey is in life. I have to dictate it myself. I have to walk away from the kingdom and I have to be set free. Now, if this were a storyline about unrequited love, it could also be like, I thought I was going to, plod along, and one day I'll hold the faith, and one day I'll end up with the person that I love. This is somebody having the courage to say, no, I have to let this go. I know that I'm almost there. I know I'm almost healed from this. I know I'm almost free from this. I just need to go ahead and let it go. Now, I don't know which of those storylines this is, because I could see it in a couple different ways. So let's go a little further and see if it gets clearer. Oh, we got a 10 of Cups upright, and we got a King of Coins in the reverse. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the storyline where somebody is leaving the castle. They're leaving the opportunity to be a king in order to live in like a little bungalow with the person they love, instead of being in a rotting castle. And I'm sorry I keep referring to it as that, but it's like, what I mean is like something's rotten inside, right? The intrigue, the drama, the villains, all of that stuff, the power grab. This person decides, I don't want any part of that. I would rather let that go. I would rather be cuddled up by the fireplace in a humble setting and be with the person that I love, instead of in a big old castle, heir to the throne, full of drama. So the thing is, this person hasn't really left that yet. Why haven't they left this yet? Why haven't they left this yet? Because remember, that's the part. They've got to have the courage to do that final part. Otherwise, they're not free. Ace of Swords in the reverse, Page of Cups in the upright. They haven't used the Sword of Truth to cut them free. Maybe this person feels apologetic. Maybe they have a moment where they're like, the inner child inside of them is like, but I feel so bad. I feel so bad doing this. So they haven't cut themselves free yet. Or let's see. Let's go again with that Page of Cups. A Knight of Wands. I was going to say, or maybe this person wants to know, do they have a place to go to after this? Can they go to that 10 of Cups? This is about passion. I almost feel like this person needs to get revved up. They need to, again, with the needing to rev up their energy flow. Yeah, I don't know what they've been working on up until now, to where they're just at that point where it's like, okay, now the final thing that I have to do is I have to walk away. I have to leave, but they haven't done it yet. I don't know what other things they had to attend to, but maybe there was a bunch of stuff they didn't feel like they could leave up until this moment in time. But now their impediment is wherever they're going, will they be accepted is kind of what I want to say, or are they checking to say, do I still really want this? Even though now I'm ready to depart, the place that I want to go, do I really want this? I got a Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You know, I gotta say, if right now in their mind it's like, well, I don't want to leave this castle quite yet until like I'm kind of, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like until I'm rested up enough that my libido is really great. And right now, that's not the case. Right now, I'm still depleted. So it's not the right time. Why do they think it's not the right time? I mean, that's my explanation on that. But why do they think it's not the right time yet? Queen of Wands in the reverse, Justice in the reverse, and the Four of Cups in the reverse. It's weird because I almost feel like this person still won't walk away from something until they think it's fair, but until someone really wants them to go. So they still are holding on. They want to make sure that a Queen of Wands somehow is like going to release them and not like either try to get them back. The problem is she's in the reverse. This person's going to cling forever. This person's never going to get to a point where it's like, or until they feel like they don't have to feel guilty about leaving this person behind. Is that what this is about? So that they don't feel like they did somebody wrong, so they don't have to have any regrets. You know, I know this feels like it's dragging out, and tell me about that Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands in the reverse, they're not ever going to let go of this. There's never going to be a time when they're going to be free of this. We just got the Queen of Swords sideways. Yeah, they'll never see things fairly. There will never be a time when this queen says, okay, that's all right. I see it your way. We should end things amicably. It should be okay. Not when the Queen of Swords comes out sideways. They will never, never, never say, I understand now. Let's part ways. Let's shake hands. Nope. They might pretend that they'll see it that way and then they'll revert right back. And it's all because this is in the reverse. This is an ego-driven decision. There's never going to be a time when this is okay. They're always going to be kind of mad if somebody tries to leave, even if they didn't want the person. And that's maybe the worst energy ever, because it's like, I don't want you, but I'm mad that you would diss me. So I'm always going to stay hovering between, I don't want you to stay, but I'm not about to let you go. That's the vibe that I get on this. Yikes. And yet this person is hanging out, not cutting ties, because they think, I want to make sure that I don't have to have any regrets that I do this. I want to make sure that I basically don't make any big mistakes. Let me ask. Let me change decks here. Sorry, I have to move stuff to get to it. Let me ask. What's the universe thinking about that? What's the universe's reaction to that mentality for this person? The idea that they don't want to leave yet until Nine of Swords. Well, that's just your stress and worry making the decision. And we don't make good decisions when we're under stress and worry. So this person is not actually making a rational decision. In fact, this is probably why they're so exhausted, because the one thing that they need to do is leave something behind. And that's the one thing they won't let themselves do. So it's just grinding them down, fatiguing them. And it's all because they're keeping stressed out. And I would argue that stress like that, they're stressed for all the wrong reasons. They're allowing this idea of, well, I can't possibly do this unless I can be sure. It's like they already should be able to take charge and say, this is something unhealthy. This is something I don't want. This is something I'm going to walk away from. This is how it is. But they can't make that choice. They're not allowing themselves to make that choice. Magician in the upright, Princess of Swords in the reverse. They keep thinking that they're going to be able to figure out the right time. They're going to gather the right information. It's all going to become clear. But in fact, there is nothing more to learn about this situation. So instead, the magician, instead of being like a master manifester, it's just a magician, like a trickster. They keep thinking like, this is just really stressful, but it'll all, like, I'll be able to manifest soothing this. I'll be able to walk away without any guilt about this. It'll all, become clear. It's already clear, but this person won't accept the fact that they already have the answers that they need. There's nothing more to solve here. If they were done with something, they would be able to let this one go. But right now, their worries. Why are they so worried? What's the universe got to say about that? They are worried because 5 of Sacred Circles. Oh, wow. This person really fears getting ostracized for their choice. They fear that if they make a decision, even if it's the right decision for themselves, that they will be looked at as, like a monster. Like, how could you leave someone behind? How could you make a selfish choice? Like, they, as much as they don't want to be in that kingdom that they're in, they also don't want to be shunned by the people in that kingdom for their choice. So it's I feel like this is one of those storylines where there's like a lot of pressure from maybe family and peers and community. And that's where their real worry is being shunned. Okay, but what's the universe got to say about the fact that they said what they would like to have is that 10 of Cups with someone that they care about? What's the universe got to say about, what are they doing with that person who's their 10 of Cups? Like, they fear being left out in the cold by this community of people, but what about their 10 of Cups? The universe is saying, so you're actually thinking that you're going to come in and give your 10 of Cups a prince's offer? That's not what you give a 10 of Cups. A 10 of Cups that's your emperor empress relationship, not a prince. So they actually haven't yet understood what they would need to bring to the table for a 10 of Cups relationship. So right now it's kind of still like a fantasy for them, because they're still more stressed out about, if I make a decision to leave behind a situation where, and I don't feel like this is any love lost or anything like that. There's, that Queen of Wands is in the reverse. I don't know where on earth she's gone now, but that Queen of Wands is in the reverse anyway, with that Queen of Swords sideways. Like, this is not a situation where either of them are in good standing together. So there's not happiness, there's not love, there's not fidelity, there's none of that. This is not like walking away from something would break up a happy relationship, because there's been nothing but dysfunction throughout. So whatever choice they want to make to sever some kind of a connection. I mean, this could be a combo though of like an unhappy mother figure, an unhappy sister. Like, this could be multiple people that don't approve of this person's choices, and they're not going to get to a place where they approve. And this person really still, they fear like getting ostracized if they make this decision. So they keep thinking they can wait a little longer and eventually things will get worked out. But in the meantime, the way they view that 10 of Cups, they keep thinking kind of fantasy storyline. They're going to ride in on a white horse with, the gold outfit, and it's going to be so great. And they're going to come in and they're going to, like offer to date their 10 of Cups. But that's not how you handle a 10 of Cups. I don't think so. Let me see here. Let's go again. I would have a really hard time. Okay, this shuffle is like the worst shuffle I've ever done. Half of those you heard noise, but like it wasn't even moving the cards. That's so funny. So we have a 4 of Cups in the reverse, and we have the World in the reverse. As far as like what's going on with that interaction with them and the 10 of Cups, the universe says, well, you're thinking that you're going to come in and give this person a small offer, and that's going to be enough to make sure that you don't miss your shot with your 10 of Cups. But in fact, you wouldn't really have changed your life at all if this is how you're intending on coming into a 10 of Cups. because you can't come in as a knight at all. A 10 is a completion of something. A 10 would go along with the world card in the upright. It won't fit with the world in the reverse. This says, well, this person actually isn't ready. So it's interesting because the thing that we thought at the beginning, you know, the the reason this person still hasn't, like, they just have one last thing to do, which is actually move forward. And, you know, why are they stuck? The reality of why they're stuck is not what we thought it was. It's not because they're, I mean, that's part of it. Like, yeah, they're worried about being ostracized if they make a choice to walk away. You know, this could be they'll make their family angry at them. And they really fear that. They want to go after what they want without anybody being upset with them. But because they can't make that choice confidently, it proves that they actually are not ready to be with a 10 of Cups. So this is the bigger blockage to me. The reason they can't have their 10 of Cups is because they didn't change their life yet. They haven't even recognized that yet. They're not ready for their 10 of Cups because they haven't maybe matured enough to be able to have that. Because to be with the 10 of Cups, your life is going to be different. The fidelity will be different. The relationship would be different. They just don't want to have a missed opportunity, but they don't really want to necessarily make the big changes because I don't even think they recognize what a big change it would be. To have a 10 of Cups relationship would be like, that's it. That's the end all be all. And this person is still thinking about it like a knight. Like, because the Knight of Cups can actually be like Cupid, you know, it's like, oh, I picture romance. Oh, well, there's the 10 of Cups. I picture romance like it's going to be, you know, just the fun honeymoon phase of it. But in fact, this person does picture having a castle with this individual that they love. Okay, so the universe is saying, like, you would have to be ready to have a castle with your 10 of Cups person. You wouldn't, whatever things they don't like. So let me change the wording here so it makes more sense. If the castle is really a metaphor for marriage, maybe this person had been in an unhappy long-term commitment, like a marriage that, you know, was kind of more convenience or something like that. And they have been struggling with leaving it behind because, hey, you know, there were obligations, legal obligations, whatever, even if there's not any of the other aspects that would go along with marriage, love, you know, faithfulness, kindness, you know, desire to actually be together. So the idea of leaving that behind, they would like to, but on the other hand, and they think that there's love out there for them. They believe that they're in love with somebody else, but the idea of like severing a tie, severing a connection is something that, you know, they're afraid that they would be frowned upon by family. But when they think of their 10 of Cups, the universe says, yeah, but they aren't actually realizing that they would be needing to come in and offer that same level of commitment to the person that they love. I mean, are they aware of this? Because with the world in the reverse and just a knight, I don't know. This could go one of two ways. Either they are thinking of it very fondly, saying, I can't wait to come in and eventually have that marriage. But I don't think they're understanding that if the castle is the thing that they don't like, the basically the commitment part is what they don't like. If they're going to have a 10 of Cups with somebody, that's going to require some major commitment. And I feel like this person, at least according to what we see here, they keep thinking of it in this lighter way. See, they think it's going to be a different energy, a different relationship where it's like, it'll be different, like negotiations in what kind of a life we live together. And that could be very true. Like maybe the person who they view as their 10 of Cups is someone that they see like more love, more lightheartedness with, more, again, like romance with, but they think that it doesn't have to be a standard kind of castle, standard kind of relationship. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, these two could have very different visions of what it would look like. Anyway, the bottom line is they aren't investing with their 10 of Cups person. That's only a thought on their mind, which is a very happy place that their mind drifts to. But they don't want to miss the opportunity, but they aren't really ready to really change their life enough to offer that. I feel like this is like someday down the road, but we'll kind of figure that out together as we go. So this person doesn't necessarily have genuine, honorable intentions that are clearly defined toward their 10 of Cups person. And if that's the real reason they aren't really able to go toward that 10 of Cups person yet, is because they wouldn't be ready for it. They would botch it. Because, I mean, I don't know how that person would feel, but if this individual comes toward them and is like, oh, I love you so much. Yeah, I'm free, but I don't really want to have like a serious relationship. You know, I just got out of something else. Like, I don't know how that'll go down with that 10 of Cups person. Let's ask about them. 10 of Cups person, tell me about them. Also, so far, we've just seen this person thinking of them as 10 of Cups. You know what? That 10 of Cups is not actually on board with this. That 10 of Cups person isn't even in the room. They use that Ace of Swords to cut themselves free. They walked away from this. So that 10 of Cups that they keep holding on to, thinking I'm going to go to that person just as soon as I think it's the right time. And then, you know, we'll just kind of work out the details and I'll just come in as a knight. I don't think they realize that that person who they view as their, you know, I know that person loves me, this person actually exited. And I think it's probably because this individual didn't make decisions. Wow, we got a 10 of Wands and we got a Page of Swords. Not only that, but this 10 of Cups person saw them, somehow witnessed them from a distance, like aging out, you know, becoming like a there's this defeated energy. The lack of making a confident choice for this character has possibly like turned their hair white, has possibly aged this person. This forever thinking that I'm going to do the right thing one day when it's the right time. And then I'm going to go toward the person who really loves me, but I'm not really going to offer them much, but it'll be so nice for me. I think all of that, I think that our 10 of Cups individual has actually seen all that and said, I don't see this person making any changes here. I can see that they're heavily burdened by this, but they just won't let it go. And since they just won't let it go, like, I'm going to go ahead and stay youthful and frisky and fun. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut them loose. And, I feel sad for them because they're not really making choices. They're staying in something that maybe they don't want to stay in, but I can't wait around for them. Knight of Pentacles, I feel like that this person left slowly, like they detached year by year, maybe over a 3-year time period. Our 10 of Cups individual let them go. And it's because they said this is, by the time they ever make a real decision and they ever make a change, they're probably not even going to be the person that I remember, because this has got to be like, I can see it just wearing them down. I can see, like they're not the person that I even maybe would have wanted to wait for at this point. Someone who doesn't make a decision, who lives kind of against the grain of what they authentically want, it's got to weigh heavily. That inauthenticity has got to weigh heavily. And that's what this person has witnessed on them. And so they detached. I feel like they tried to do it nicely. I feel like they let this person go. And every year, it was like, okay, if they turn their life around, if they make that, that split, and if they come after me, maybe we could still have a chance. But then the next year passed and it's like, wow, I'm further away than I was last year from them. And then by the third year, it's like, wow, I think there was the most hope in the second year, but by the third year, I think that this character was like, yeah, I'm really not waiting for them. In fact, I don't even know that they would be someone I would even find attractive, because this has been so long now, and their lack of ability to choose has really just drained this connection of my emotions at this point. That's what this is looking like. I'm sorry. I know that this is a hard one. Please click off if this is upsetting anybody. These are fictional stories about fictional characters. I gotta say, our 10 of cups person in this one is saying, I don't want this person coming toward me at this point. They'll forever be in hanged man position. That's just kind of who they are. They live in hanged man energy. And I don't do that. I can't have hanged man around me. So I think that this person is saying, I let them go because I saw that their nature is to not make decisions. Their nature is to always be in the process of going to make a decision, but they just don't. And so I've learned that. And that's why I made the decision. I let him go. Okay, so our 10 of cups person, holy smokes, here they go. They have somebody that the tides of the sea is moving in toward them. We've got this amazing king of cups. We have a 5 of cups. We have an 8 of swords. Oh my gosh. But the problem here is that our 10 of cups person, they're about to meet somebody fabulous, but it might kickstart the old, like, oh my gosh, but that one person, I am still hooked on them. As much as our lead character, our 10 of cups person here, thought they were like done, there is some kind of, but I still hurt over them. And yet they're going to go ahead and choose this other lover. With the lover's card, I feel like there is a sorrow. There is, I mean, like literally like a grief and a moment where they go, actually, this could be different than what I'm interpreting. This could actually be when they meet this King of Cups, they go, oh my God, I regret how long I stayed waiting for that other person. Because this is a regret about the being stuck. I thought maybe they would revert right back to being stuck when they meet this amazing King of Cups. No, I think that they actually regret how long they hung on. So here's the thing. Here's the interesting point on this. So this character, our 10 of Cups person, they were basically stuck in a similar way to the lead character who wouldn't make a decision. They wouldn't make a decision to cut ties with the situation and just go toward their 10 of Cups person. But meanwhile, the 10 of Cups person did kind of find themselves stuck on the hook, slowly moving on, but really kind of, it took them some time. And I think now that they meet this new person, this King of Cups, who is so loving, who is so open, so available, I think that they have this deep regret that they waited so long to let this person go. You notice how, and the reason I'm going to say is because this tree that has the clock on it, it's almost like this person goes, man, I can understand that I really, I had to give myself some time to grieve the fact that this person never came toward me. But man, I wish I hadn't grieved so long. I stayed stuck way too long. Now that I meet this awesome King of Cups, like, what the heck was I doing? This cat is worlds better than the person that couldn't make a decision. If I was their 10 of Cups, they wouldn't have hesitated. If I was their 10 of Cups, they would have come to get me. They would have made concrete decisions. I didn't realize that maybe we were both trapped in a bit of a, like, the fantasy where it's so alluring because it's still always with, out of grasp. But this person's not out of grasp, and it feels so good to have a living, touchable, incredible, warm pair of lips to kiss, not the illusion of, well, I feel this person holding on to me and someday they're going to come to me, but then they never do, and a year passes and another year passes and another year passes. I feel like our lead character, well, I should say our 10 of Cups character, they really did. I think this is a tough one to walk away from. It was a really tough one to walk away from, but they did. And at this point, this is their gigantic reward. The only thing they regret is that they didn't walk away sooner. I don't know if it would have been possible to walk away sooner, though. Like, it goes the way it's going to go, right? So what happens then? What happens is we got the Magician in the reverse. I gotta say, to me, I think that the facade is like cracking for that person who just hasn't been able to change. They've been sitting there at that 9 of Wands for a really long time, exhausted, about ready to make a change, but I think they're lying to themselves. I think that they're starting to realize, I'm not ever going to make the change, am I? With that 3 of Wands, I'm lying to myself. I've never gotten up and made the change. I haven't looked toward my future. The future is always something that I'm like, someday I'll get there. Someday I'll make the change and I'll go to my 10 of Cups person. And I think it's starting to sink in. They've been lying to themselves because they never once stood up and actually moved toward the future. It's always just something that they say in the future, I'm going to be with my 10 of Cups. I think that they're starting to recognize they've been lying to themselves. They're not going toward that 10 of Cups person, which I mean is at this point, it's a good thing only because that 10 of Cups person, their life moved on. They end up with that King of Cups. They end up with something that is like, oh my gosh, the timeline jumped. There was, I feel like, here's the thing, because this was an opportunity that could have been taken at any moment in time, but it went on and on and on with the opportunity there. And then finally one day, the opportunity is gone because literally, like, think of it like this with those electrons moving, right? It was possible. And then finally it goes, whoop, nope, now it's not. It turned back the opposite direction. We had all this time and then we had that turning point, that tipping of the scales. And now, nope, it's going back the opposite direction. It's basically reversing that opportunity. Honestly, the timeline is still moving forward. Life is moving forward, but the trajectory has changed because we've looped now. And so that opportunity that person had all this time, that they had to come after their 10 of Cups person, that point when they reached here, it ended. And now that 10 of Cups person is on a whole different vibe with somebody else. So they ran the clock out, is what I'm going to say. But I'm not going to say it wasn't for the best, because this character ends up with someone that they appreciate and love so much. This open-hearted, loving, it could be a Gemini, it could be a water sign, somebody who is so present and so there for them. And if that's what they end up with their emperor. If that's what they wanted, they actually ended up with just the right person. So maybe all these delays were because these two were not a great match after all. Maybe all these delays work out just fine for everyone. Let's get one last card because, hey, why not? For that person that never really made the decision, where do they end up? A King of Pentacles, a Six of Cups in the reverse. Remember how we saw them with the King of Pentacles in the reverse at one point, saying they were saying, I don't want to be that King of Pentacles. I don't want to be in this castle. I don't want to be the heir. Leave that castle for somebody else. You know what? They end up being that king after all. They take on the lineage, and that's okay. They end up maybe right where they really truly did want to be. They're in the upright. Maybe this person was really meant to be in this situation, even though they thought that they didn't want this. Because here's the thing, in the upright, this person has a ton of abundance and a ton of stability. Yes, they end a cycle with a soulmate. They didn't choose to be with their soulmate, their 10 of Cups person in this lifetime, but they ended up the king of the castle they insisted they didn't want for so long, but maybe deep down they did. That was a lesson maybe that they went through with that soulmate, where it's like they had the choice. Do you want the castle, or do you want your 10 of Cups? Do you want to be with your soulmate? Do you want a simpler, happier life, or do you want the riches and the big inheritance? And maybe deep down, they really wanted the riches and the inheritance, and that's what they ended up with. That's okay, though. That's okay, because it worked out for them. They got, basically, their actions yielded the results, right? So no matter what somebody's mouth says, their actions, knowing full well that if they didn't make a change, they were never going to be with their 10 of Cups person. But they kept saying, but I want it, but I can't wait to have my 10 of Cups. I'm so tired. One of these days, really soon, I'm going to leave. It's just going to have to be when it all feels right. It's going to be. But their actions didn't line up with what their mouth said. I want this. But they never actually took any of the steps to get what they claimed they wanted, because maybe what their words said was very different than what their heart genuinely wanted. It doesn't mean that they didn't love that 10 of Cups person, but you notice they always still came out as thinking like, well, yeah, I want my 10 of Cups, but I'm going to come in as this knight, the Knight of Cups, and I'm, not really sure what I'll do with my 10 of Cups person. They were never 100% certain, I don't think, that they could choose love over stability. That's what I would boil this down to. I think that an opportunity of financial stability won out over their heart, but they kept saying that I love this person. But I think it was, I don't know that was sincere on their part, that that's what they valued most. So every person ends up in this story, they all end up with the things that they actually value most. The actions that they took yielded the results that they authentically wanted. And I think that that's a great message. Like if we think about what our actions really show, what do our actions yield? If I say I want to learn guitar, but I never sit down and practice, did I really want to learn guitar, or did I just say it? Did I talk about it all the time, but I never put any work in? Then maybe I didn't want it bad enough, or maybe it wasn't the right time for me, or maybe I didn't have the headspace for it. Whatever it is, my actions have to back it up if it's going to be something that yields results. Otherwise, it's lip service. So I don't know. I think that this displayed what somebody's heart really wanted in this storyline based on their lack of action. But it turned out so great because every character ended up truly in a great position. The 10 of Cups person ends up with a loving relationship that is fabulous. They end up with a lot of, stability, and they end up as a King of Pentacles in the upright. Even though they said they didn't want it, they took actions to get it. And it turns out they might be comfortable in that since they were in the upright. So there we have it. I'm going to leave that one there. I know, another winding, lengthy story, but this is a kind of an interesting one, I think. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. As I always say, I'm a storyteller, not a psychic, so do bear that in mind. If you do enjoy my art, awesome. Please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to be watching the bonus general messages. I put those out daily, and that's the series right now where I'm doing some giveaways on my channel. I actually do a giveaway every single day, so don't miss out on your chance for that. It's open to all my subscribers. All right, bye, guys.